It is difficult to even leave a trade for even a full day when you are trading with your view account. Now that's the difference, because when you are trading with your view account, you know, all your spirit, body, and soul will be there. I remember when I was still trading my demo account. Sometimes I even trade on the demo and forget I even take a trade. But in V account, it is not possible. You can hardly forget to take trade in V account, because you know that all your mind is going to be there, because you know that this thing is your V capital. And capital is what is one of the most vital things in business. You know that this is your V capital. That's why I see when it comes to this psychology part, that is why it is very difficult for most traders to really conquer this. Because how I conquer this when it comes to psychology, most times I'll just take my trade and I would um, remove the meta trader 5 from my recent apps so that I won't even see it. Most times I love taking trades in the night. If I see opportunities in the night, I'm always glad for this kind of trade, because I'll just take it and just look for how to sleep. Let me just forget about it, because that is one of the ways that I use in helping to build my own psychology. I'll take trade, I'll go and sleep. So I just know that two things is possible. Either I have a SL or I have a take profit. But by the time you are watching your trade, maybe you take your trade during the day and you're watching your trade, sometimes you might take a trade, and that trade you have confidence in that trade. Honestly speaking, this can happen to me several times. I'll take trade, and I know that this trade, that was my early trading days, whereby I've not really mastered the psychology aspect of trading. I'll take trade, and you know what? I will just be monitoring my trade. Every minute I'm monitoring the trade, every minute I'm monitoring the trade. At a at a point when the trade is reversing, I'll go and close the trade. I'll go and close the trade. And when I close the trade, I will now start watching. I'll find out that it will not definitely get to my TP, and I'll be like, oh, if I had known, I wouldn't have closed this trade. This thing happened not once, not twice, not thrice, not even four, not even the four times, almost 4 times, until I now knew that the way you can build confidence in your trading is just take your trade. Have it in mind that the highest you can have is a stop loss. That's why most times, if you cannot risk that much, it is preferably that you use a very low um, lot size, a very low lot size. If you want to build yourself in your psychology of trading, if you want to build yourself in your psychology of trading, the best is for you to use a small lot size, the least lot size. When you place a trade on the least lot size, you have a very low tendency of panicking. Yes, you have a very low tendency of panicking. So even though you may take your trade, maybe as sniper, but you just know that okay, I took this trade in the least in the lowest lot size. Just let me say, for example, you are trading with a $300 account, or let me say a $50 account, and you know that okay, if I take this trade with 0.00 or 0.05, depending on the list lot size, you know that even if it retraces back to where you have in mind as your stop loss, you might end up losing, let's say, $10. And if from $50 you take a trade and you're losing $10, you won't really feel it that much. But when you go and take a trade that you are not sure of, you now when now use huge lot sizes, you've given yourself to blood pressure. You've given yourself to blood pressure. And that is why most people are really against forex trading, because they say it is gambling. No. When you know what you are doing, you know that it is not gambling. It is not gambling. My mentor usually say that forex is not gambling. It's only for those people that really don't know what they are doing that they will say forex is gambling. But the truth is that forex is not gambling if you know what you are doing. Now, for you to manage your psychology, the best way, our advice, even if you don't really know what you are doing, but just take your trade in the least or the lowest lots. At that, you have peace of mind. And the most important thing is for you to know your loss, even before even looking at your profits. try to know your loss. Because when you know what you will lose, you already have in mind that okay, if I take this trade, highest I'll lose maybe $20. Because it's your losses that you should even pay more attention to than your profit. A lot of people are looking for profit, but they don't safeguard their losses. But in the forex industry, you should look more. You should look out more for your losses because if you have huge losses, you might not um, take more trade. That's where we now talk about what the risk management. Because if you're having more losses, definitely you will not have more profit. Now, this is one of the mistakes I did while I was test running a strategy or backtesting. After we even use demo account, I use my live account. And you know what? I wasn't even using small lot sizes. I was using huge lot sizes. I was using huge lot sizes. Now, that got me to a lot of losses right on time. Now, this is something I did not pay attention to. So not something I paid attention to. That's why I had huge losses because I was backtesting this thing and I was using my real capital to backtest it. And I wasn't even managing my risk well. I was using high lot sizes that in less than a minute, you can just blow up $100 account in less than a minute or 2 or 5 minutes. So that is why if you don't even know how to even trade in the first place, there's no need of going to go and buy profit account. Because if they give you a $10,000 account of a profit, you definitely still blow it off. You definitely still what? Blow it off. So there's no point in even what buying a profit until you've known how to manage risk. Somebody gave an advice and said, "Is there no sound? Okay, sorry. Is there sound now? Let me check it from my end. Is there sound now? Is there sound? Is there sound now? I can hear myself from this end. Okay, there's sound. Yeah. So, like I was saying, that it is when you know it is when you know how to trade. That is when you should start looking out for profit. Because I have somebody that said he gave somebody um a $5,000 to trade, and the person ended up doing the account. So that is why I would say it is not all about profit. Because if you don't know how to use the profit, you end up blowing their money. And that is why most of these profit, it is not as if they don't want to pay, but because there are so many people that don't know these things and they go and buy profit and they are ending up blowing people's money. That's why there are some programs that they will tell you, okay, um, trade with your money. Let's see if you can successfully trade with your money, you have profits. You show them your risk management, and everything. They can now fund you. Because if you don't know how to manage your own money, how are you going to manage somebody else's money? It's just like you working for somebody. If you don't know how to manage that person's business, how will you manage your own business? So boils down to you first. It boils down to you first. When you know how to trade, when you know how to manage your risk, see, they say risk is the foundation of forex trading. Even if you don't even know how to trade much, but you know how to manage risk, it will help you. In fact, you will stay longer in the forex market than when you don't know how to manage risk. This is one thing that I wish I'd not learned the hard way. Because for me, I learned it the hard way. Like I learned it the hard way. Because whenever you're practicing a strategy, you should know how to use the list. And like I've always said, any trader that claims that he's a trader that is using demo accounts is not a trader. If you claim that you're a trader, you must use your personal money, your real capital, because that is where you feel you will know what it is. Because when you're using demo accounts, in fact, demo account you can never you hardly you hardly curtail discipline. You hardly manage risk in your demo account. You hardly manage risk. But in your live account, nobody will tell you because you know that this thing is your money. And it's from there you have more more experiences. It's from there you have more experiences. I know that funding the rate to dollar to naira is really really high, but it is good. Even if you can. But our advice, if you want to trade, start with about $50. But I see people trading with $10. It is there is a 90% chance that you will blow it off. So, but there's this group I am in whereby where we fund our account, and I see people they're always depositing $10. In the next 2 minutes again, they will deposit again $10. I'm like, instead of people depositing always $10, why not pile it up when it's up to $100? You now fund, you take your time, analyze the market, look for an entry and take. Then the one you will now be using $13 to analyze and to take trade. You will blow it. And if you do $10 in 10 places, you've already blown $100. So instead of you having that, because definitely the market is going to pull back. And your pullback, even if you're even using the least lot size itself, your pullback might even close up to 15, $20. So unless you are taking the trade in sniper, you are taking the trade as a sniper trade. That is when I will say, okay, yes, you can use such an amount, but it's advisable. Most traders will tell you that it is advisable that you start from what? From $50, the least $50. Some will tell you start from $100 because it is there, okay, if you're using $100, you can say, okay, I want to risk $20. It is more reasonable than when you are now using $10. Okay, from that $10, how much do you want to risk? How much do you want to make? So you see that the margin is just is a no-no for me. So the best thing that I would say is that what if you want to trade, have a $50 account or a $100 account. It will give you more leverage. It gives you what more leverage. When you start with that, you say, okay, I want to trade with, I want to lose $20. And there's something I also want to talk about stop losses. Over time, I've noticed that where you put your stop losses matters a lot. You might have a very good trade. You might get the analysis right. You might even pick a very good entry. But sometimes you might put your stop losses in places whereby market will definitely get to that point. And when market gets to that point, it now start going to your direction. So at the point I was thinking, is it that they are monitoring where I'm putting my stop losses? You understand? At a point, I now knew something. Okay, there are some certain places that if you put your stop loss, market can never it has about 90% tendency of getting to that point. There was a trade I took, and where I put my stop loss was exactly immediately market watched that stop loss. He started selling. I was so angry. I was like, what happened? It was after a while, and I knew something. Oh, there are places that you don't even bother putting your stop loss there because you put your stop loss there. If market should reverse, it will get there, and if it gets to that point exactly, it will just start reversing back immediately. So this is something that you get or you see you experience over time when you've done something and over and over again. You start knowing some things. And this advice I'm going to give before I end up this live as a trader, you need to take out your time to study the chart, eat the chart, sleep with the chart, study the chart. Make sure that you take out time to study because even if you are being taught these things, if you don't take out your time to eat the chart, it's just like first is just like you having a relationship with somebody. When you start living with somebody, let's say for example, you have a roommate, right? And let's say it's your first year. That's your first semester. You might not really understand that person. Or the first week, second week, third week. In fact, let me say a month. You might not really understand that person until you start spending like 3 months, 4 months. You're not standing okay, this person does not like shawarma, or this person does not like pizza, or this person doesn't used to eat so and so this thing. That is just the way it is to in the forex world. You must take out time to be familiar with the chart. because when you're familiar with the charts, yes, you now have okay, you now know okay, this thing I've been with this thing for a period of 6 months. There was somebody that I admire so much, and he was being asked a question that what is the advice you give to beginners, to learners or newbie traders. He said take out like 6 months to study charts, and I picked it. So yes, this is um this is valid, because when you take 6 months to study one market, just pick one market. And that's why I see some people they will tell you they treat only gold. Because why? When you have that access to just one market, you are studying that market back to back, back to back, back to back, back to back. It's still like what they call back testing. But apart from the back testing aspect, but you're studying that market, how it moves. When you just marry a new wife, or when you just newly get married, it will take you time to understand your wife or your husband or spouse, whichever. It takes you time. So because it takes you time, in the long run, you understand me that, oh, when market gets to so points, this is how it will react. When market gets to so point, these are, like I told you earlier on, that there's some point that where you put your stop loss, the market might has a 90% tendency that it will never get there. Why? Because I've seen this thing play out over times. I've seen it. I've studied charts for a long time. I know a year that if you put stop losses in some particular place, market has a high tendency of not getting there again. Once it has moved from that point, it has moved. So this is what I'm giving us today as an advice. Study your chart. A lot of people are so anxious, are so eager, to learn a new strategy. Strategy that took somebody 4 years, 5 years to build on, and you want to start working on that strategy, you want to start making profit on that strategy in less than 2 or 3 weeks. It doesn't work like that. In the first 2 to 3 weeks, you might start making you might make profits. Understand? But in the long run, you will observe that you've not really understand why market is reacting in a certain way. So when you have I'm seeing the comments. I'm seeing the comments. I just have just about few comments here. I'm seeing the comments. So when you spend so much time, when you spend so much time with the chart, you know that okay, when you get to this, that's what gives you confidence in trading. That's what I really love my mentor so much. Billionaire, is there no sound? Is there no sound? Is there no sound? Uh, can you hear me? Is there no sound? But I can hear myself because I'm also connected right here. I can hear myself because I'm also connected right here. Okay, somebody is saying there is sound. Oh, sorry. Somebody is saying there is sound. So I can hear that because I'm also connected too and I'm hearing sound. All right. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So there is sound. It's sound. Okay, there's sound. So there is sound. So like I was saying, you need to spend time in mastering a strategy. If somebody gives you a strategy, it is now left to you now to now take out time to work on that strategy. Don't expect that in a week time, you are now a master of it. Why you see most of these top traders is because if they tell you that they've spent 6 years in this thing, 7 years. Now imagine somebody that has spent over 6 years or 5 years in something. It gives you that confidence. It gives that confidence. But you that you just learn something and you want to start, you know, being a boss in less than 3 weeks, 4 weeks, market will show you shege. That was one thing too that means I experienced. So to build mastery take times. It take a lot of time. Yes, it take a lot of time. And like I've said, that you should take out time to master trade. Use your real accounts. See, I'm telling you, for every successful trader, you still get to the point whereby you pass through a process. You know, you might learn, yes. Mentorship helps you not to really lose that much. But I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. Eh, this cup, everybody must drink from this cup. As a trader, you must drink from this cup because it's something like as if something that you can hardly avoid. Understand? Because even if you learn, they keep on learning, but they don't put it to practice. It is when you put it to practice, not in demo account, in live account. Because you might put it in demo account, you don't feel anything. But when you put it in live account, this psychology aspect that they will tell you how to manage psychology and all of that. Seriously, you cannot really know how to manage psychology if you are a demo trader. You can't because you are not attached to that money. But when you are, a live trader, like I've given you my own instance or my own scenario that when how I started managing my account was that I'll take trade and I'll go and sleep. Can you not hear me? Or should I retest it from my end again? Is there no sound? Because I'm here myself. Is there no sound? All right, it's already 9 o'clock, and I want us to we'll dive into chat in our next class. I